time we're going to look at a 3-digit number divided by a 1-digit number using base 10 blocks and the explicit trade notation. So again, I want to click on the equation tool and we're going to enter the problem 528 divided by 4. Click done, and I'm going to move that over here. So we're going to start by building the number 528. And I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And if you can give yourself some space at the bottom for when we actually work it out, that can be helpful. And then I've got 20, so 10, 20, and then 8. All right, so 528. It's really important that you always build the number first before you start the division, okay, on this app. All right, so 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 520, 502, 4, 6, 8, 528. And we're dividing that into 4 groups. So I want to go ahead and draw out my 4 groups down here. So these are just for separating out my 4 groups. And then I'm also going to draw my box for my explicit trade division. Now this time, how many place values are there in our dividend? 528. 1, 2, 3. We have hundreds, tens, and ones. So my organizer for the explicit trade division needs to have 3 sections. There's a place for my hundreds, a place for my tens, and then a place for my ones. All right, so 528 divided by 4. So let's start with looking at the model. So I'm going to see, can I split up these hundreds into 4 equal groups? Well, let's start equal sharing here. So 100 in one group. Another group has 100. Now we have 3 groups of 100, 4 groups of 100. Can I put this 100 anywhere? Well, that would make my groups unequal. So what I need to do is I need to break that apart. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to select it. When it's selected, you'll see this blue ring around it. And we're going to click this break apart, break pieces button and watch what happens. Notice how it went from 1 group of 100 to 10 groups of 10. So we're going to notate what we've just done over here with our explicit trade notation. We started with 500s. We shared the 500s into 4 groups. How many hundreds did each group get? Each group got 100. So we're going to notate that right up here. So how much do we have represented so far? 100, 200, 300, 400. 4 groups of 100 is 400. When we subtract, we had that 100 left over. Remember, I was moving that around trying to think, where can I put this 100? And then we decided that there was nowhere to put it. And so what we needed to do was to break it apart into tens. So we're going to take this 100 and move it up here. And instead of being 100, now that's 10 tens. And we're going to add the 10 tens to the 2 tens that we already have, which should give us 12 tens. Let's check and see. I've got 1 10, 2 tens, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 tens. Awesome. Okay, so now can we pass out these 12 tens? Can we split these 12 tens into the 4 different groups? So I'm going to start that one in each. I think I can do some more here. Remember, we're going to pass out tens until there are no tens remaining or we have a number left that can't be shared equally. All right, let's see. I have no tens left. In this first group, there are 1, 2, 3 tens. 3 tens, 3 tens, and 3 tens. So when we take the 12 tens and split them up into 4 groups, how many tens are in each group? 3. That's right. And 4 groups of 3 tens is 12 tens. 12 minus 12 is 0. Take a look over here. Do you see any tens left? There are 0 tens left. So 12 minus 12 is 0 tens. All right, now we're left with 8 ones. We're going to see, can we split the 8 ones up into the 4 groups? You know what? I think I know this one. I think I can do this one 2 at a time. And remember what I showed you on a previous video, we can actually kind of lasso those. And then when they're both highlighted, we can move them down here. So if that works for you, you're welcome to give it a try. All right, so I took my 8 ones and I divided them into 4 groups, and I have 4 groups of 2 ones in each group. So I'm going to go ahead and notate that over here. There are 4 groups of 2 ones, and 4 groups of 2 equals 8. 8 ones minus 8 ones is 0 ones. And just to confirm that, let's look over here. Do you see any ones left? I don't. So our answer to 528 divided by 4 is 132.